Please, bro. Please for the trade.
Alright, it's me again. The guy with no name. What we're going to do in this video is we're going to go over week 14, the predictions. So I got my cheat sheet here, and I'm just going to go over them. It's really cold today. It's snowing, and so I want to get this out before the noon hour goes off. So let's get started. I'm in my car today because it's just one of those days. You know, life happens, right? What gets in the way of real life? Life. Alright, let's get started here, right? Okay, I'm going to show you this. I don't know if you can see in the last video, I didn't really like the way I showed you this, but I'm going to see if we can get in here. You can see, these are my picks, my chicken scratch. And get my notes in there and all that stuff. So, alright, let's get that out of the way. Okay, the Oakland at Kansas City game went off. It went off on Thursday. I picked it wrong. I went Oakland plus the 3 points. The line was 3.5. The 46 is the over/under. So the result is Oakland 13 and Kansas City 21. So Oakland straight up lost. And Kansas City easily covered. All right, moving on to the noon games. Denver at Tennessee. Tennessee is a 1-point favorite. 43.5 is the over/under. Of course, we don't know the results yet because this is the predictions video. I went with Tennessee minus 1 point. I know Denver's playing pretty strong, but Tennessee has been off on a bye week, so they've had like 14 days to prepare and this and that. They don't really have any personnel issues, as far as I know. And Denver did play. Denver has, I think they had a few significant defensive injuries, so if those guys didn't get seriously injured, they might be back on the field, but maybe they'll still linger a little bit. Stupid reason, but I think that's a good enough reason. You get one team that's beat up and the other team that's coming off of a bye. And Tennessee is at home, so I'm going to go with Tennessee at minus the 1 point. Being a home team, you usually get 3. So Denver is a strong team, but Tennessee has been playing really good football. I mean, they're putting up 40-something points against a team that's relevant on some weeks. So I'm going to go with Tennessee on that one. Keep going on here. San Diego at Carolina. Carolina is a 1-point favorite. They are at home. 48.5 is the over/under. 49.5, I'm sorry. San Diego is traveling. Carolina, to me, is just a garbage team. I don't know what's going on with them. I mean, I was on the bandwagon last year. But something's going on. So I think it has to do with the locker room. But, yeah, San Diego's a pretty decent team. Pretty good team. I know it's a long trip for them, but I think that San Diego wins outright, and they wouldn't even need that point. The over/under is 49.5, so I'm going to keep this one under. That's just what I think. I may be wrong. I mean, I probably am wrong, but let's just keep moving on here. Cincinnati at Cleveland. Cleveland, I think they might have RG3 in the mix today. We'll see. I don't know. So, doesn't really matter to me. I'm going to take Cincinnati. The line is 5.5. 43 is the over. Actually, 41 is the over/under. So I think this one's going to go over because it's such a low over/under, especially if you get RG3 in there. Maybe he could spark something on one side, which would cause the other side to score more. Cincinnati is I think they're a decent team in a decent division with a decent record. They could be better. They have played better, but you're going up against a Cincinnati or Cleveland team that hasn't won anything, and has been insulted by being the laughing stock of the NFL. You know, with that whole I think it was the Crimson Tide or Bama versus Cleveland mock-up. You have to look for it. It was funny. But yeah, I think that Cleveland will win probably by about 5, 6, 7. I don't think they're going to lose, or I'm sorry, Cincinnati will win against Cleveland by that much. I don't think Cleveland's going to let themselves get beat too hard, but yeah, that's just what I think. It is a divisional game, but it doesn't really matter. I think Cincinnati will win anyway. Moving on here, Pittsburgh at Buffalo. Pittsburgh is a 2.5 point favorite. 45.5 is the over under. Pittsburgh 2.5. Yeah, I like them, even though they are traveling to Buffalo. Buffalo has fallen off recently. This is one of the teams that I think I did declare them a sleeper pick at some time during the season. I'm gonna go ahead and revoke that. No sleeper pick for you, Buffalo. Pittsburgh's just great. I mean, they're a great team. One guy does make a difference. I really like Ben Roethlisberger, and I think he's gonna perform well and win easily by more than those 2.5. So there you go. I'm gonna take Pittsburgh, and I'm gonna take the over because these two teams can and will put up plenty of points. Arizona at Miami. Okay. 43.5 is the over-under. Arizona is favored by 2 full points. Arizona hasn't been playing very good football. Miami hasn't either. Miami did put up like 40-some points, I believe, a couple of weeks ago. But I think that Arizona is the better team, so I'm going to take Arizona minus the 2 points on this game, and I'm going to go with the over because 43.5 is a small over-under. Let me see. Let's keep going here. Chicago at Detroit. So this is my home team, Chicago. Detroit is a 7.5 point favorite. That's more than the score. 42 is the over/under. Detroit has a really good defense. Chicago surprisingly has a. I don't want to go with the word really good, but they're surprisingly a better defense than their record indicates. So 42 being a very low over/under, I think that still will go over. I was tempted to go under, but and I do expect kind of a kicking game, so that 7.5 does play into it. It's being played at Detroit. With this kind of weather, they probably will have the dome. I don't even know if they have a dome. I think they do have a retractable, but that probably won't be such a big factor in this game. What's going to be a factor is Chicago trying to keep it close. So I think that Chicago will keep it close, and I'm going to take Chicago with those 7.5 points. As I said, the kicking game is probably going to be important in this one. Detroit had an excellent game. It was the first game that they actually outright win without coming back. So, maybe they did turn the corner there. We'll have to wait and see about the results of today's game. And that's just kind of my take on what's going to happen there. Minnesota at Jacksonville. Minnesota is on the road against Jacksonville. Minnesota is a 3.5 point favorite. 38 is the over/under. It's really a low over/under. I'm going to go over with that one. Minnesota 3.5 points. Minnesota has been playing shoddy football the last couple of weeks. I think they've dropped more than they've won. Absolutely. Jacksonville playing decently as well. So I'm kind of on the fence on this one, but I'm going to go with Minnesota minus the 3.5 points. They've showed that they can be a good football team. It is crunch time, so I'm expecting to group up and win this one against the spread. Last game I'll cover in this video, and then I'll go on and I'll do an afternoon island game portion, part 2. Washington at Philadelphia. Washington is a 2 point favorite. 48 is the over/under. That's a high over/under, but I just think that fireworks is the norm in the NFL, so I'm going to go over. I really like how Washington's playing. I really don't like the way Philadelphia is playing, but Philadelphia being at home and Washington getting the spread, I'm going to go with the with the home team on this one. Basically, that's all I'm going to do. So it's Philadelphia +2 is my official pick. This is my first video. Feel free to talk smack or whatever on the comments there. I'm going to try to get the full media thing going in a few weeks here. With the Twitter and the dedicated Facebook page. I am looking for correspondence, kind of. My goal is to have a lot of this, and we're going to expand this show into different segments. We'll cover a lot of different things. But yeah, so for now, it's the guy with no name, and here are my picks. I don't know if you can see them from there. And I will see you guys next time.